to keep the rest from causing any more trouble. I care not what those hyenas are yapping about behind my back. Leave them be. They are no threat to me. Kibela, I entrust this burden to the blood-spawned web. Unravel the tangle of plots and foil them. Make arrangements for public purges. All who have sullied the rogue trader's name must meet their death on the executioner's block. Send the disgruntled nobles lavish gifts on my behalf. And make sure that my generosity does not go unnoticed by the rest. That's a good idea. Let's bribe them. Like they say, keep your friends close, but your enemies even closer. Yeah.
An elegant solution, your lordship. Other families will assume that your relationships with the Defiant houses are more complicated than one might think, and the agitators will receive the message that they are being watched. And one last thing, your lordship. Your inauguration as bearer of the sacred warrant is but a matter of time, and I would like to inquire about one crucial detail. I imagine you are intending to uphold the centuries-old tradition, bolstered by an equally long-lasting friendship, of being represented on Dargonus by one of the noble houses. I presume that, as before, this duty will be accorded to House Drivestem.
One moment. Which houses can represent me at the ceremony?
Any of the noble houses located on Dargonus. The Drivestem family, which I lead, the Gaprak family, with long ties to the Adeptus Mechanicus, the Sourbacks, known for their piety and diligence in service. Perhaps I should also mention the Werserians, who have some influence, but who are not actually of noble origin. Any one of these houses would be honored to represent you at the ceremony.
I want Werserians. Abelard. Yeah.
Abelard turns to you and bows respectfully.
Lord Captain. To accompany you at such a critical hour is the greatest honor for the Werserian bloodline. Have no fear, we will not fail you.
Drivestem tosses Abelard a look that lacks even the smallest shred of respect.
Forgive my boldness, but I must remind you that the Werserians, whose lineage traces back to a navy officer, are not of the Dargonus nobility. Such decisions may have adverse effects on your subjects' loyalty, your lordship.
Drivestem's face breaks into a bitter smile.
I shall immediately relay your commands, most gracious rogue trader. Thank you for your time.
So, I would like to complete my inauguration as rogue trader as soon as possible. When is the ceremony?
I'm afraid that, until you deal with pressing issues, the ceremony will have to be postponed. Many trade routes are still unavailable, the central worlds of the von Valancius protectorate are going through a crisis, and the warp disturbances, if void observers are to be believed, will prevent important guests from reaching the capital.
Okay, tell me about yourself and House Drivestem.
It would be my pleasure to enlighten you. My house is the oldest and most respected on Dargonus. My ancestors walked side by side with yours for many generations as they cared for this world's welfare. Our duty is to supervise the governing bodies within the systems subservient to you, and we are responsible for the protectorate's logistics and economic stability. As for me personally, I am a humble servant of the Emperor and a loyal subject of the rogue trader. And, to my great pleasure, I had the honor of calling myself Lady Theodora's close friend.
At Urbend's last words, Abelard lets out a sound that could be interpreted as either a snort or a cough. Urbend gives him a look, which Abelard meets with an expression of utter nonchalance.
Okay, that will be all, I take it.
Thank you for your time, your lordship. Since duty calls, I shall take my leave. May the Emperor's grace be with you.
So the Rogue Trader Familiar has its own maintenance station located on the flagship and in your residence. So here, through corresponding upgrade kits, those stations can gain up to 3 levels of improvements. The upgrades are permanent, so even if you decide to change your archetype, thus changing your familiar, the station remains improved. Okay. So, here's Benji. Let's see goods.
Unlocked.
Ooh. Look at this one. Nah, but the other one. Ah, no, this one I have. Ooh, this one. Look at it. 60% penetration. Range 4. Can has a single shot. I'm looking at you, shredded shotgun. So compared to you, shredded shotgun, this multi-meta. So, wow. But it has a this one has a dodge reduction. Okay. Ooh, goods. Well, this is what? Electrification. Okay. This is nice. More goods. Oh, and I found something. So whenever the wearer moves through a cell occupied by an enemy, the wearer gains 15% dodge against that enemy attacks until the wearer next turn. What do we have here? This is my room. I'm guessing. Yep.
By bringing your hand to the scan panel behind the books, you open a hidden door.
Oh my. Ooh. What is this secret room? Why do I have a secret room? So this one is the gloves grant the wearer a 10 bonus to tech use. Ooh, that's. They also increase the damage of plasma weapon. Okay. When the wearer hits an ally with an area attack, the wearer gains 1 stack of Zealot's effect until the end of the combat. What is this? Why would I sit down?
This secret room is remarkably quiet and almost homely. Perhaps your predecessor used it when she sought complete solitude. Listening to the muted melody coming from the Vox speaker, you can easily imagine Theodora reading a book with a glass of expensive wine in hand.
Yeah, I have a glass of wine.
3 sealed bottles sit on the sturdy-looking low table. They are labeled Grand Master's Blood, Boon of Terra, and Flame of Purity.
Yeah, let's go with Boon of Terra.
The full-bodied wine is sickly sweet, and you feel a warm sluggishness wash over your body. A siren shatters the tranquil atmosphere in the room. Alarms have been sounded.
What happened? In the name of the rogue trader Hosvan Valencius, whoever has entered this lordship chamber will be eliminated. Calm down, it's me. I'm Rel von Valencius. Your lordship. Deepest apologies for the intrusion. Do you require any assistance? But on second thought, we had better just leave you in peace. So the room was not that secret. Okay. Come on, Benji.
It takes you a moment to notice that something is amiss in your chambers. Finally, your gaze comes to rest on a torn cushion from one of the chairs. Your combat beast must have had too strong a reaction to the smell of real down filling. Benji looks at you from the usual spot, unflustered as ever.
Well done. Be sure to give all my enemies the same treatment. Yep.
The cyber-mastiff seems uninterested in your words, but you know that its servo protocols have carefully recorded everything you said.
You are my most loyal friend, Benji.
Benji's red visors turn to you. You know full well that a cyber-mastiff is an instrument of his will, not a comrade. Nevertheless, just as one can grow fond of one's trusted bolter, so too can an instrument be shown sympathy.
Alright, leave. So this takes me outside. Oh, oh my god. Oh, this looks beautiful. Wow. You gotta admit it, this looks awesome. Ooh. But this is big. Wow. Okay. That's what. Oh, you can actually trigger this. Yeah, that looks great. Oh. Okay. So. Ooh, I forgot. There is loot here. Ah, here. So. Let's see. So the leader of generic aberration who infested the dynasty flagship has confessed that the despicable mutants had used the Hierarchy's Rim trading station to launch their infiltration. That layer of corruption must be incinerated. Yeah, so this one, the mutants are hiding on an ill-reputed trading outpost, or the world of the Valencius protectorate are being terrorized by enemies of humanity. Xenok carrying out rapid strikes on colonies and trading vessels. The rogue trader must prevent any further plundering of the dynasty's holding and launch a counterattack. So let's forge a path to Vheabos VI. According to Achilleas' Scalander, the Xenok's raids may have struck the penal world of Vheabos VI. This report requires further investigation. Okay. So. Ooh. Yep.
Unlocked.
Because we might never know what we find. So here is Clementia, Achilles. Yep, that's. So this one is to outside. Let's go to the Void Bridge. The Void Ship, yeah. Can I just go there? Ah, here. So, where should I go? Yeah, let's go on the bridge. Okay, let's go see the galaxy.
Terrible news from Dargonus, Lord Captain. A subsidiary hive city, Scipione 84 to 249, has been destroyed in a series of cascading failures. Production has halted, and millions of people have broken their vows of obedience and are fleeing. Many of them are perishing in the wastelands and overloading the transport lines leading to neighboring hives. The surrounding residential sectors are becoming increasingly agitated by the influx of refugees. What is your directive regarding the distribution of these refugees?
What is the cause of the catastrophe?
It is still unclear. The noble houses are casting blame on one another. Agents of the esteemed Achilleas Scalander stationed in Scipione 84 to 249 died, heroically, while trying to save the population from this disaster. Their final reports mentioned some vulnerabilities in the industrial sectors of the lower hive, but did not go into further detail. All your servants are currently too busy dealing with the consequences of the crisis to investigate its causes.
So what say my advisors?
The death of Achilleas' agents troubles me. It may not be a coincidence. Until the causes of the disaster can be concretely established, I would avoid letting refugees into other hives. There may be saboteurs among them. I recommend setting up prohibitive cordons, where the refugees can be contained in the wastelands between the hives. The Emperor bids us to face the often cruel strokes of fate with dignity. If the other hives do not wish to accept the unfortunate victims of this tragedy, then let the victims themselves teach those living in the hives a lesson in resilience and humility. I'm sure that the ecclesiarchy will aid the refugees in constructing camps to survive out in the wastelands and establish a community of proud desert-dwelling martyrs. Such harsh conditions will be a crucible of fortitude and fearlessness, this tragedy a feat of spirit. The noble houses are trying to wash their hands of this. How predictable. And yet, it is their duty to see to it that the planet meets its tithe obligation and brings glory and revenue to the treasury in your absence. Let the aristocrats see to the refugees and not stop until every last one of them has been put to work.
Yep, so Abelard, remind the noble houses of their duties.
Lady Clementia will ensure that your declarations find their way into every ear and are zealously embraced. The hives that have accepted the refugees are now overflowing with surplus labor. The refugees are willing to work twice as hard as the usual workers, who are already exhausted by their everyday toils. Many refugees have entered the rogue trader's service and replenished his ship's crew. Dargonus's nobles took no pleasure in distributing the refugees. Some of them have found their way into the personal service of the nobles, thankful to receive a Nutribar and a mat to rest on for 4 hours between shifts.
4
Others
hours.
could only attain the most grueling jobs at the manufactorums and service stations. They may be oppressed, but they have survived, a diaspora scattered across the hives of Dargonus.
Okay. We can do projects here. Okay. Let's see. What can we do? A new hive city will be established on top of the ruins. So profit factor, compliance, complacency. Affect the amount of profit factor produced by the colony and the speed, but for all colonies. Efficiency for all colonies. Increasing it by 10% for each point. Okay. And security for all colonies. And I get more people. What is this? Palace Extasium will be constructed on top of the ruins of Scipione for the aristocracy. The dead and the dying will fertilize the gardens that will ring this pleasure chamber. Okay, so we already have 2 people here. Oh, but I get 5 bonus to all my skills. Profit factor. This is very kind of selfish, but it's so good for me. Imperium. The surviving spine of Scipione will be rebuilt into a space elevator. It will be kept by an Imperium, accepting those ships that are too heavy to land on the surface. So profit factor goes up. Chemicals. Okay, increase efficiency 1. Mechanics 1. I like this one also because this is security and everything for all colonies. Let's go with this. Even if this one, yeah, I would have loved this one, but it's not good. Okay. So we said, let's go to so which world it said? According to the Xenox race may have struck the penal world of Vheabos. This report requires further, so we have to go to Mortus Asius. So what is that Mortus Asius? Ah, here. Okay, so first of all, yeah, this is uncharted. Okay, let's chart routes. Okay. I have a feeling that... What do we have here? Save other survivors. Save the elderly survivors. Ooh, this is Iliad's story. Yeah. On his travels to rogue trader may encounter Eldari, who fled Kudrak. Iliad has promised to reward the lord captain should he manage to rescue them. Oh, I have new contracts. Okay. Complete this contract. And That's about it. We have 4 people. Chemicals. I have a ton of plastel and promethium. And do I get xenotech? No. Profit factor 30. It's okay. Okay. Let's go here.
There was a commotion on lower decks. The chief mutant hunter, who is responsible for eliminating heresy in the hold of the void ship, went mad due to the perilous influence of the warp. The officer climbed the parapet above the central accelerator complex and threatened to jump unless the entire crew immediately submitted to a rigorous examination to uncover physical deformities and unholy perversions. After calculating the time and financial cost of the inspection of thousands upon thousands of crew members and consulting the tech priests about the danger of foreign materials getting into the intake of the accelerator complex, the deranged mutant hunter was graciously allowed to proceed with ending his life in the desired manner.
The Immaterium released us from its grip this time. Okay, let's visit. See what we have here. Scan. This is gas. Yeah, gas giant. And this looks like a volcanic one. Let's see. This one might be interesting. Ooh.
After analyzing the auger data, the officers were surprised to discover that the planet was once covered with oceans. Long ago, an unknown cataclysm caused the seas to dry out and turn the world into a lifeless desert. The most amazing discovery of all was the skeletal remains of colossal oceanic organisms, some large enough to be seen from orbit.
Life is fragile, even for creatures this enormous. Okay. Let's move there. Something tells me we're gonna find nothing here. Nothing. Yep. It's a dead wall. Okay. So there isn't much here. Okay, can we chart a new route here directly? No. Ooh. Is a deadly one. So if we come all the way back, I don't want to go through this. Let's go. And let's move here. Let's make it safe. And let's visit it. Let's avoid this. So we have... Yep. I don't know what's that, but...
The ship's augers have detected a non-native mineral cluster on the planet's surface, probably the remains of an ancient asteroid shower. The substance is valuable, but collecting it will not be easy. The asteroid sits right above numerous underground caverns. The ancient tunnels and vaults are incredibly unstable and would likely not bear the weight of a large group of humans, let alone a shuttle.
Okay, let's take the risk and send the shuttle.
The crew's expertise made it possible to collect the mineral without disturbing the ancient caverns.
Nice. Oh, here it is. Good. Go there. Oh my. Yeah, provisions. Do you want to set up the extractor room, start producing provisions? Yes. And this Archaeotech mechanism fragment. Surviving piece of Archaeotech mechanism of unknown purpose discovered among the wreckage of an ancient imperial vessel. Okay. Now, please tell me there is a route here. Oh yeah. So let's go there. You know what? Let's just go directly.
Lord Captain, urgent report. We have received an astropathic message from Regent Iranto Orselio. The navigators are concerned about the fate of Kasha, who disappeared from Urak V. The Regent is requesting an update on her current status, and he has also inquired about the possibility of a personal meeting to negotiate and to arrange the return of the Lady Navigator to her house.
No.
The psycho-emotional coding of the received message betrays acute concern, but it also contains something that the astropaths have failed to put into words. If you'll excuse my forthrightness, I feel it is necessary to tell House Orselio the truth. Otherwise, a conflict with the novice Nobilite is possible, which, given the current state of the Coronis expanse, will only play into the hands of the enemies of the Imperium.
How did House Orselio even learn that I have Kasha?
I wish I knew, Lord Captain. It is troubling indeed. Perhaps we have a spy on board, or Regent Iranto is bluffing. In either case, I believe we should respond. Navigators are extremely powerful and useful allies to have.
So tell House Orselio that Kasha is safe and the rogue trader would be honored to meet in person. Order the astropath to send the following. Kasha Orselio perished at the hands of the rebel navigators of her own house. Or tell Regent Aronto that the rogue trader does not know anyone named Kasha. Ignore it. I have no obligations to answer anyone's request. Yeah, let's tell House Orselio that Kasha is safe and that the rogue trader would be honored to meet in person. Yeah.
I'll see to it, Lord Captain. The astropaths will transmit your consent. Representatives of House Orselio will be waiting for you on the capital world Dargonus. Receiving members of the Novice Nobilite is always a delicate matter. Please make sure to discuss the details of this meeting with your Chancellor upon arrival.
Sure.
It was discovered that one of the smaller vats in Engine Hall 5, which should have been filled with wastewater, instead contained a liquid that looked like blood. This incident was deemed not to be of serious concern, and everything went back to normal as soon as the ship returned to real space.
The Materium released us from its crypt this time. Okay.
Lord Captain, we have cross-referenced the key characteristics of the system with our astronautical chart data. The planet Vheabos VI is located here. The problem is, the augurs detect an unusual change in the atmosphere, not unlike a massive release of toxins. It appears that something unfortunate has happened to the planet's underground storage facilities. It is impossible to land safely on the planet just now. Unknown ships are cruising in the system. No need for any cog to analyze it. I can decipher this telemetry easily. Xenos. The armory and artillery crews are standing by.
Okay. I have to go and fight. Where are you? First let's pick this.